Okay, welcome back to Excel 2016. We are going to continue with the use of the solver tool that we started in the previous video. If you haven't watched that, please go back and find that on our channel. And so let's get on this. Now, to get to the solver tool again, if you go to the data tab and then you go to the right hand side, you'll find the solver tool. So if you click on that, you can bring up the solver parameters. Now, what are we trying to do here? So we have to look at the parameters. So here it says, it's never too soon to prepare for the next holiday season. To optimize shipping costs, the following constraint must be put in place. So we are looking to optimize shipping costs to these various, for these various depots, Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. And the shipping per unit is this. For Toronto is $2.95, for Vancouver $2.15, and for Montreal $3.10. So what do we want to do? What is our objective? So our objective here is to what? Each plant must produce at least 20 units a quarter to justify remaining open. But before we do that, we are looking at optimizing shipping costs, which means we are looking at the lowest shipping cost. So which means our set objective, which is here, is the lowest shipping cost, which is, but we're going to select the minimum. If we leave this as is without including the parameters or the conditions here, this will be 0. Obviously, that's the minimum, right? But we do have conditions. So first, which of the variables are we going to allow Excel to be able to change? So that will be this whole section here, Q1 to Q4 for the 3 series. Okay, so we are going to select that. All right, so that's the first part, and then we're going to click on the subject to constraints section. For the constraints, to start adding the constraints, we are going to do what we did before. We're going to click on the add-on button here, and the first constraint is that each plant must produce at least 20 units a quarter to justify remaining open. Okay, so each plant, so that will be this whole section, at least 20. So so this will be greater than or equals to 20, and we are looking at each plant, which is this whole section right here. We're going to add another constraint. Toronto has a maximum capacity of 92 units per quarter. So Toronto, which is the cell reference here, all this Toronto, has a maximum which is less than or equals to 92 per quarter. We are going to add that. And Vancouver, select that, has 45, that is less than or equals to 45. Add, and Montreal has equals to or less than 55. Okay, so we are going to add that as well. Now, the plant production must equal the requirement for the warehouse since there is a short shelf life. So everything here must equal this. So everything here must be equal to the warehouse demands, which is this right here. Okay, so now that is the last condition or constraint. We are going to click OK. All right, so we have entered all our conditions, all our constraints, and the next thing to do, first we set our objective, which is the minimum that we need for the for shipping, total cost of shipping. And we have selected our variables, which is for the different series for quarter 1 to 4, this section right here. And we have added the parameters that's been given us here, these constraint parameters that will be given us right here. And now we are going to solve. We have solved, Excel has solved it for us, as I should say, and this is what we have. We can see now that the minimum shipping cost is going to be $1,517.15, and you can see that for Toronto, the quarter 1, they have to 92 units has to be produced, quarter 2 20, quarter 3 92, and quarter 4 75. Looking at this, you will think that because the shipping cost for Vancouver is lower, which is $2.15, they ought to have produced more. But the problem is that there's a constraint here with Vancouver that says that the max unit that we can produce is only 45 units. So you can't really do much with that. To some extent, and for Montreal, the shipping cost is a lot more, so it's understandable. You can see that the number of items produced are smaller than the others. And also, the other last constraint here was about the total units produced equaling the warehouse demand. So you can see that this is 160 and warehouse demand is 160, 75 for, and warehouse demand for quarter 2 is 75, 180 for quarter 3, and 140 for quarter 4. So this is how to use the solver tool. I want you to play with this a little bit more. It can seem a little bit daunting. I think the most important thing to note here is to pay attention to the constraints, to the conditions that has been set in place. That has to be entered properly for Excel to be able to solve it and give you the information that you need. In order to restore back to the original values, if you don't want to save this, we're going to click restore and we're going to click OK. And everything is going to go back to the way it was before, and I'm going to close this. Thank you for watching, and then I will still have a couple of lessons to go in this Excel 2016 series. Please play with this and meet me on the other side.